Welcome to day 7 of the What Now Challenge. You have made it to the final day. Congratulations. Today we're going to continue nurturing that relationship with our own bodies. Yesterday we started by talking about looking at our own body, having more of an experience of our own body, of this woman's body, than we do of all the bodies out there in the media and in the world. Nurturing that relationship so that we can build our capacity for pleasure, for desire, for sexual well-being. This is for our own sake, first and foremost, for our own sense of power, intuition, creativity, joy, focus, pleasure. It's also then in turn what we have to bring into an intimate relationship and make that all the much richer as well. So today I want to invite you to touch your own body. You can touch her to give her love. You can touch her to ground her or soothe her. You can touch her to please her, to play with her, to be feisty and have fun with her. You can touch her in many different ways, and I really do invite you not to wait for someone else to touch her, but for you to touch her today. Now, I want to give you a few concrete ways that you can experiment with this in case otherwise it feels a little scary or intangible. One way is something we've already been doing, which is giving yourself loving touch. So you can bring your hands to your heart space. You can even rub your heart space gently if you're feeling like you need soothing or loving touch. You might also find, like, sometimes I just give my arms a squeeze. I wrap my arms around myself. I'll kind of rock myself or rub my arms when I need soothing, when I need to feel love and kindness. I also can use my touch on my body in a more sensual way to build pleasure inside of my body. One way to do that is to turn on some music that feels slow and sensual for you, and to focus on moving as slowly as you possibly can. You're not really dancing so much as moving sensually and making sure that your hands stay on your own body the entire time. So you might notice your fingers and how it feels in your hair as they move through your hair. You might notice the curve of your collarbone, the way your fingers feel on your skin. You might notice how your curves feel, especially those hips. Just noticing, keeping your hands on your body the entire time. You can do that with just a couple pieces of music today to explore this idea. Another concrete thing you can do is, after you get out of a shower today, give yourself a full body oil massage. And by that I just mean rub in some lovely oil into your skin. You can use coconut, almond, sesame oil. You can put a little essential oils in there for the scent to enliven your sense of smell. Again, this can become its own pleasure practice. It can also, of course, be soothing, or it could be more sensual in nature. The idea is to just cover your entire body and touch your entire body from head to toe with that touch. One last thing that you can do is to simply sleep without any clothes on. As an aside, it happens to be really good for your sleep and your quality of sleep, but also it tends to enliven your senses and that sense of touch throughout your body, the sheets on your skin. And also there's that yummy time when you're falling off to sleep. You're not quite awake, you're not quite asleep. The same thing in the morning sometimes, and that's kind of a yummy time to explore your sense of touch with your body. It may not be as in your head, you may be more in your senses and in your body without any judgment or criticism that can pop up at other times during the day. There are some concrete ideas of how you can play with and test out touching your own body. And that is a wrap for the What Now Challenge. Thank you so much for being here with me. I want to acknowledge you because a lot of what we've talked about and explored this week can be really tender for us as women. And I do want to acknowledge also that we've really just chipped away at the tip of the iceberg here. There's a lot of deeper work that can be done underneath the surface around our sexuality, our pleasure, our bodies, and our ability to be self-loving and self-kind. However, these practices, these experiments that we played with this last week together are wonderful places to begin, and you can actually go quite far with these practices. Maybe you continue to notice and embed moments of pleasure into your day, and also look for ways to discharge stress on a daily basis. If you just do those two things, you will create a new relationship with yourself and your body. And so we really worked for these last few days on how can we start to relate to our bodies and to open up softness and loving kindness where maybe before there's been criticism or disgust or other conditioning. There's so much there. You could work with any one of these days and their practices, their experiments, and really go quite deep into your own relationship with your sexual well-being. If you do feel like you would like more support and structure, or you're curious about what other kinds of work we could do on this, then you can of course reach out to me at kendra@kendracover.com, and I'd love to have that conversation with you. Sending you so much love and curiosity, pleasure, and real enjoyment of your own body, your own sexuality. It is yours, and it is your power source as a woman. Sending you so much love. Mwah.